Hello, Boomer. Welcome. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if you are familiar with the story, but I'm pretty sure we are not the ones doing the assassinations, but rather trying to prevent those. If we can help it, that is. There might be some very tough decisions further down the line, especially considering some guy that's called Hansel. Oh yeah. And hello, Lizard. Welcome. Yeah. Unfortunately, I want you guys to see the initial cinematic as well, so I had to use my initial alt team. So after 9 more seconds, I'm gonna be kicking the game on and hope that the OBS can catch it. So let's give it a shot. There'll be a black screen for a moment. It'll take a moment, usually. It starts in about 20 seconds, I think. I haven't played this game in ages. How is it looking in OBS? Not capturing it? Okay, I'm gonna switch it up. Okay, looks fine. Let's fit it to screen. Alright. I'm gonna be running with 2 mods. One of them being less carry weight per item, because it's really tedious. And the other one being something about leveling. I don't remember. I think this is Demavent, king of... how is it called? It's one of the northern kingdoms, the smaller one. King of... what is it called? I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's Demavent, the king. King of Kedven. No, Kedven is ruled by Hansel. Demavent is king of Aedirn. That's what it is. Fairly tough task. Pick somebody's head off with a dagger, but Leto is a Chungus. Alright. Let me know if the game is a little loud or if it's a little low. From what I can see, it's fairly okay. But not sure about your end. Alright, we are gonna be starting a new game, but first let's take a look at options. Graphics. Not many options in here. Most likely there is a dedicated options tab when you start the game up. That's fine. No need to fiddle around with that, I don't think. We're gonna import. Save. Yes, I don't remember the game, so what we are gonna do. And also, I think we are gonna be picking the hardest difficulty, of course. Game stayed on easy. Well, I'm gonna play the tutorial and then go back and then pick the difficulty myself.
Damned leaky boat. My boots are soaked. Yet another boggy shithole.
We can loot, yeah. Pretty straightforward. Tournament announcement, squares, boots, orange. Inventory. Can open it up with tab. No. E. Okay. I'm pretty sure I could just skip the tutorial actually. It's not relevant in story in any way, so might as well. I think it's gonna be like Witcher 3, just half-baked, basically. No. Insane difficulty. Geralt's death marks the game's definitive end. So this is Iron Man. In which case, also one life. So if you die, the entire progress gets reset. I'm not confident on that, since I haven't played it in a while. Yeah, we are gonna be picking this then, because I need to be able to die from time to time, because I'm usually going to do some pretty bad decisions. So one life would be pretty bad. So this is a year after Witcher 1. The game, that is. Oh, it's just a month later, after the end. Alright. Not naked in the forest again. I'm pretty sure this is just a reference to Witcher 1's start. At least I hope so. And Geralt looks a little different. I think in general you can consider this game to be similar to Witcher 3. In most regards, just worse in every single thing that it does. The graphics, the advancement system of level ups, loot, crafting, restricted areas, things like that.
Come on, Sixes. Daddy needs you. Oh, shit. Ha! 20 orange to Grandad. Looky there, he's awake. You daft! Don't go in there! Shut it, he's in chains, can't do a thing. Am I right, Master Geralt?
Douche. Lost and dies, so he needs to beat it on poor
Roll
Geralt.
again! Why? The dice didn't roll! Calling me a cheat? Take it back. Look, he's awake again. Monster Slayer, my ass. A regular Horson. I heard witches all start out as roadside orphans taken in by mages. Mages who experiment on them. Folks say they plough witches come the equinox. That's how they get those spooky eyes.
Enough! Take him down and put him in the interrogation room. I thought you died. I'm not so.
Our first interaction to Vernon Roach.
I don't believe we've been introduced. Vernon Roach. Walk around behind me if you want to shake. How foolish of me. Vess! Unshackle him.
It should be pretty clear that she's a card.
Geralt of Rivia. Care to introduce us?
No, thanks.
Bring something to drink. We can't sit here cotton-mouthed. You will tell me everything you remember. The entire assault. And all that happened in the Solar. And if I refuse? I shall have to beat you. I've commanded the Special Forces for a while. Got good at beating others. You're a Witcher. You'd endure much. You better believe it. Worst case scenario, you'll suffer through it, go back to your cell, and tomorrow, they'll publicly gut you, skin you, and hang you. Just like that? For nothing? No. For Temeria. Downright praiseworthy. Where should I start?
Yeah, we are gonna cooperate.
I wish to hear the important bits.
Just so we're clear on this, I was not eager to go into battle, but Foltest is not someone you refuse.
Alright, let's start at the beginning. It's gonna be important. Graphics just seem a little weird. Somehow the bodies are just... In the amulet actually, it looks somehow worse than in Witcher 1. The dress? I think so. This is where it reflects the decisions from Witcher 1, I think. Not sure. Yeah, it's stress. Just want to skip any cinematics. Yeah.
Witcher,
Gonna get
are you
interrupted.
up? His Majesty, King of Temeria, Pontar, Mahakam, and Sodden, Senior Protector of Bruges, summons Master Geralt to appear before him.
Tell him I'll be there shortly.
Sorry to intrude like this, milady, but the King...
We heard you.
The voices might be a little bit low, I think.
Witcher,
Might want to fiddle around with the game volume a little bit. After it lets me. Little cinematic.
War. Could have been such a beautiful morning.
A war can never be stupid when waged by your king.
A wise war is a contradiction, Triss.
Then maybe you know just how I should advise our lustful monarch.
Stop falling in love, sire no further bastards, and don't wage stupid wars.
Genius. You know, these bastards could vie for the throne in the future? Then we'd have an even more senseless conflict.
Which doesn't change the fact that
I know. Alcest and the other northern monarchs are needed.
I think we
as
should
smart
get
as
some
we are.
extra gear
But
from
the
finishing
prince,
Witcher 1.
one of whom we serve.
Be it a
MLC
sword
orders
or
the
an
sun
arm or a
protect
piece
you
of
from
armor,
rain.
I don't know.
But once the castle falls, we leave.
Did you dream of the Wild Hunt again?
Must say the armor doesn't look like Witcher's armor at all. Also, I think the highlighted yellow decisions are actually what progresses the conversation, while the white ones are side things, so we should
One of
talk
the
about these
scouts
things
swears
first.
he saw a dragon down by the river. Claims he ran into a Scoia'tael unit. That would have been it if the dragon hadn't swooped down. The elves apparently bowed in prayer and he escaped.
A dragon in the midst of civilization? Please. Besides, does it matter? Witchers don't hunt dragons. Or has something changed?
Nothing's changed. And you're right. It's probably not a dragon. Although it could be a forktail or a slizzard. Maybe even an overgrown wyvern.
The scout ran into some elves and scurried away. That's how that story begins and ends.
The unlucky assassin? How did the autopsy go?
It was a nightmare. In the months since you killed him, the king's medics poked around in his corpse like a bunch of amateurs. What arrived in that cart? Well, I wouldn't even call it a corpse.
Foltest has some trust issues. Did you learn anything?
His pupil suggested he could probably see in the dark as well as you. I couldn't put an age on him.
The killer snuck past all the guards and nearly killed Foltest and me a month ago. And now you tell me he was a witcher?
Possibly. I'm just saying what the autopsy showed. I haven't told anyone, nor do I plan to. I know what it could do to you if it got out. You might be a savior, a king's witcher now, but masters can be as fickle as the cults they ride.
I get the feeling that dream's important. Running frantically through the forest. The wild hunt. They're the last things I remember. I wake up and try to relive the dream and the memory, hoping I'll find some guidance. Some clue to grab onto. Something that'll help me recover my memory.
Dreams can be very powerful. Some people claim they can even shape reality.
People claim a lot of things. The problem is, it's often nonsense.
We'll know in time. I'm sure of it.
Alright, time to go.
Time to look to the lustful king and his stupid war.
I'll join you later.
Take a look at options. I'm gonna drop the music to around 8 sound as well and keep the dialogue, while I'm gonna just buff the sound for you slightly. Something like this. Alright. Let's take a look at our inventory, I guess. There are categories. Yeah, we do have the Gwal here, which we had in... Yeah, these swords are the precise ones I had in Witcher 1. But you do start with swords that might be even better than what I have here. Oh, it's slightly better. Guess I'm gonna equip that. And then, well, here, slightly better than our steel sword. Might actually be better to use this one. Without armor. Yeah, Raven's armor. Equip that. Mage's trousers. Is it better? Slightly. So you have different slots now, it's not just one armor piece anymore. Oh, many things. Alright, potions. I cannot pick that. Unfortunate. Would have appreciated if I could use my swallows like that. Conflagration trap. I don't think I'm gonna use traps if I can help it. We could equip the summon bombs. Ingredients. Crafting ingredients. Formulae. Alright. It's gonna take a while for me to get used to this system. Obviously. Oh, the Raven's armor. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I don't think. Is there anything we can take from here? Yes, Orans. Your game progress is saved automatically from time to time. You may also manually save your progress by pressing F5. Is that a quick save? Yeah. While meditating. Oh, it's horrible. Okay. Alright, take a look around. Some ingredients. This medallion. Use the medallion to detect nearby threats, monsters, containers, and places. Alright. So it highlights everything basically, even gatherable things like the policy. Trebuchet.
Listen up. We'll soon be joining the fray. And I must say,
oh, it's unfortunate. I'll have to lose all the different battles. Hey Kane, welcome. Yeah, I'm not gonna hurry. That's the worst thing you could do. Just skip everything. Because you are gonna need these ingredients later.
Really as tough as they say. Let's show them horror.
Those trebuchets.
I'm too old for this.
Care for a shot before you enter the siege tower? Or don't you drink and ride? Take the nights
Let's take a look. Is there a map of the area? Yes, there is. However, it's very jank. Alright. Can we go back, please? Yeah. I think I want to talk to... there is something. I think I want to talk to these guys first. Flip a save.
Oh, looky there, new boy. It's that Witcher. Geralt of Rivia ought to know about amulets.
We know each other?
Don't recognize your old mates. We're the Crinfrid Reavers.
I lost my memory.
Our guys from the books.
After the hunt for the Golden Dragon, he took a spill and hit his head on a rock. He can still be a beast in battle, but besides that, he don't do much save eat and shit. Rarely even lusts after women.
I doubt that's amnesia.
I'm Kenneth, and this one here they call Desperate, and this is New Boy. He's apprenticing with us. I haven't had much luck with the monsters of late, so we enlisted. Now New Boy's gotten himself into this wager situation. Would you help us for old time's sake? I mean, we all got a little riled. But those are bygones, as I see it.
We'd have set you free. The sorceress, too. Boholt was just fooling about the raping and all.
What kind of trouble are you in now?
It's a matter of life, death, and quite a bit of coin in point of fact. New boy bet tonight that he'll survive the assault and his shirt and knickers alone. We drunk a bit by then, I admit, but a wager's a wager. Our honor's at stake.
A soldier's honor versus a knight's. I think I get it.
The very core of the matter, Witcher. We're slated to go in the first wave, so the going's liable to be hard. New boy's brave, but he can't survive by courage alone. In any case, we've come into this bauble that's supposed to protect him, magically like. You mind casting an expert's glance at it, seeing as sorcery and such is not strange to you?
Let me see this bauble.
Your wolf medallion, I saw it shake.
It reacts to magic.
So it's true, what the priest said. Hear that, new boy?
Oh,
You'll be
species.
safe.
Welcome.
We'll fleece that night, we will.
Who knows? The amulet just might help.
All right, that settles it. The Witcher says the amulet'll help.
Fucking hell. I'll not go into battle in my knickers alone.
No gain. We win that wager, we'll be rich men, remember that? Besides, what's the joy in taking a castle in full plate? They'll sing ballads about you, I tell you. The sound in the assembly, that's us. Thanks, Witcher. We'll be sure
I
to
don't
give you a
remember
share
if
of
I
those
told him the
goodies.
right thing.
And who
It's the
knows?
worst.
We might get another shot at that golden dragon someday.
I'm pretty sure it is the right thing to say to him, but who knows. Witcher 1 is done. No, it's Witcher 2, yes, correct. And we just started out. Oh, this looting system is gonna take a while to adjust to. Fortunately, we do have basically unlimited inventory space. But still.
Word is, way up north.
These things are lootable, yeah, it's just gonna result in me searching all over. Hopefully, yes.
With Fortress to victory!
Because this basically feels like half-baked Witcher 3. Witcher 2 is not, it's my least favorite game of the series, so it's gonna be a little rough for me to adjust to it properly, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do it eventually. Just this start is gonna be a little rough. Also, I would like to zoom out a little more, but it doesn't appear that I can.
See him get hit.
Kind of bad.
Larvalets will pay for this.
Time to finish him off, once and for all.
Alright.
Anyone got any more booze?
Might have mod to zoom out, yeah, possibly. Oh, I'm gonna get used to it, that's fine.
Word is, way up north.
Alright, let's meet the king.
Those trebuchets are fucking pounding the pool
But
powder.
first, gonna have to loot things again. Right?
Trebuchets are fucking pounding the pool powder of them.
This camp area
Kick their asses, Geralt.
can probably be looted, right? There's bound to be something. Elemental stone. The worst thing is, I don't remember which things are valuable, which of them are not.
Can I interest you in a worthy cause? We could use your support.
What's the cause?
Veterans Fund for former fighting men of need.
Uh-huh. Found anyone gullible enough to fall for that?
There's nothing to fall for. It's just some arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling.
Yeah,
I don't remember arm
put
wrestling.
down some coin and we wrestle. Win and the pot is yours. Lose and... well, the coin goes to the fund. Care to test your strength?
Yeah, let's bet 2 orange.
Take the knights alive, a ransom.
How do we do this? Mouse, right. This is gonna be a little tedious. I'm pretty sure there are gonna be some perks or something that are gonna help with this.
Well, that's some strength you've got in that arm of yours.
Hack the serfs to pieces.
Alright. There was a chest that I saw in the background, I think. Yeah, here. Lootable, right? Diamond dust. And is that dice?
Greetings.
I'm gonna want to check out how the dice work.
Oh, it's like walking. You don't forget how to do it unless you're drunk. Roll a few rounds with me.
What? Right. Different symbols. Yeah, more dice poker. Unfortunately, there is no Gwent in this game. Why does it roll there instead of in the middle? Very confusing.
Certainly haven't forgotten.
But it's only one round now.
Here's
Okay.
your coin.
So it's even more prone to RNG, probably. It's fine. It's gonna be just fine. I'm pretty sure this can be taken. Yeah.
Those trebuchets are fucking pounding the ball.
You move with the mouse to throw it. Ah, okay.
Vulture said if you don't hurry, he'll rip your balls.
Is that a chaplain? Yes.
You sightseeing? Your
Ah,
has begun.
They're in for a beating. King awaits you.
A beautiful day for battle. Fear not, Excellency. We're out of range of their arbalists.
I am no warrior, sire.
Get a bullet
I
away
must
from the
admit,
board. Yeah,
I
it's...
prefer to joust verbally or with a pen, the emissary of peace.
Finally. Traitors of the realm boil tar on the walls while you dally with the royal advisor.
How may I assist you, sire?
We mount an assault today, and you'll be at my side. Follow me, gentlemen. Let's not keep the traitors waiting.
Sire, you said we were out of range.
That was a ballista, Excellency. Its arms strengthened with bronze plates and strung with horsehair. It can propel heavy bolts up to a mile away. A deadly and very costly weapon. An experienced crew can cock and release 2 bolts each minute. Yet it has one flaw.
Your Grace, please take cover.
The recoil of the arms is so strong upon firing that the weapon shifts. It simply cannot hit the same spot twice.
I had no idea Your Grace was a learned military engineer.
I'm not. I gave the Baroness those ballistae 2 years ago for her birthday.
Sire.
What say you, Excellency, of men who live despite such wounds?
And what say you, Your Grace, of soldiers who inflict them?
Those who did this live no more.
Master Geralt, I wish to converse with you once the storm of battle
The head is
subsided.
Forgive me.
not great.
The royal court.
My time now.
What do they call you, soldier? Wait. You served with me at Brenneran during our foray into the Pontar Valley. Norman Sadel. Still an arbalist?
Yes, sir. Fate has not been kind to me.
Ha! Norman Sador, for your years of faithful service to the crown, I appoint you Decurion of the Arbalists. Onwards, gentlemen. No reason to dawdle.
Oh, I need to aim the ballista. Alright.
Forgive my candor, Majesty, but I must ask, what fate awaits the royal bastards when...
Wordless title, yeah, most likely.
If
Never
I
heard
hit
of it,
bastard
so...
One more time, someone will die. Painfully.
Your Grace, forgive me. But the laws of succession are irrefutably clear.
Piss on the laws. I'll change them if need be. Above all, I'll not allow a band of treacherous barons to use my children as their banner.
Your Majesty is entirely within his rights.
Thanks to Geralt of Rivia, my daughter Ada is alive, and is now the wife of Radovid of Redania.
I see.
I fear you do not, Excellency. The Midget King merely awaits my demise.
I am certain King Radovid of Redania wishes your Majesty a long and healthy life.
That,
We let her live, though.
Excellency. The old families will never accept a Redanian on my throne.
I hate her. I hate Ada.
I understand.
She's so bad.
The issue of succession remains unresolved. Your Grace, I request your permission to retire.
I would have gladly killed her, but I'm shoehorned into making some decisions in order for the game
What
not
has the world
to
come to?
say that I'm bad.
Make me happier than returning to
At life,
Shrewhead to
so
Emir in a
why?
sack. But Triss Merigold insisted I be patient and courteous. Was I? I always knew you were one of us. And bugger what folks say. They talked about Ada no end. Have you learned anything about the assassin?
Triss did an autopsy. It's possible he was a witcher.
A witcher? What have I ever done to the ploughing witchers? Anything more?
He had no medallion, but that doesn't mean anything.
Many in your shoes would have withheld that information. After the battle, Triss will report to me. For now, let us tend to the traitors. Where are you aiming, imbeciles? Soldier! Spyglass! What is going on up there? The gods! Count Adjavari! Catch, Witcher! Aim for the rogue with the red plume. Not 6 months ago, he swore eternal friendship to me. Quickly! How much higher?
I'm gonna have to do that.
2.5 degrees.
I hope that I did it correctly. Will it work?
Did we hit the bastard?
He ducked.
Damn it! We'll get him on the walls. Follow me, Witcher!
Sure, okay. It's absolutely massive, and nothing is pulling it. I don't... It would be insane to pull this. Is this how it moves around? This Conan thing? Wait, Wheel of Pain? Right. Seems legit. Alright, let's go up.
You know, Witcher, I'm prepared to forgive Louisa. All she need do is to kneel before her king.
Very noble of you.
Are you mocking me? Never mind. I'm certain Louisa will realize her mistakes. Besides, children should have a mother.
I'm lost.
It's quite simple. Louisa and I had a bit of a tiff. She made demands I could not fulfill. Understand?
I think so.
Count Etcheverry and others immediately intervened, all noble, all sympathetic. They claimed...
What the hell kind of locomotion is spinning nonsense, yeah. I also don't understand how, in terms of physics, it would actually help the siege tower to move forward. I suppose you could argue it is some sort of torsion engine, but then again it would be so ineffective. You'd need something like, I don't know, 5 of these to move the thing around probably. Oh, it's
And the Baroness was duped.
this siege tower is something else. This is very unrealistic.
They desire privileges that would weaken the throne.
Going a country there, you white, and a long road at your toe. Bread and vodka's all you'll get when you...
Hey Finn, welcome. At least they have lovely suspensions, apparently. It's not very bumpy, right?
Alive, men!
What is this?
Where the hell are we headed?
This
What
siege
the
tower.
fuck do we want? Victory! This I like! Right on the bridge! We're nearly there! Weapons at the ready!
The whole point of a siege tower is actually to have an elevated platform for ballista or archers on top of it. The effect of it being able to deposit troops on the wall is
It was designed
secondary.
to break the rebels' morale.
A bunch of lords
Historically
and
speaking.
lordlings took a ride to then pompously stride on top of the walls, while the real army fought and died below them in the shit and piss-filled streets.
If years of service have taught me anything, it's that the Highborn don the best costumes and get the best vantage points, whether at a ball or in battle. But it's not the time for that kind of jousting, Witcher. Continue your story.
Yeah, the assault.
Things went relatively smoothly after we came out of that tower. That is, until we ran into Arian Lavalette.
It's gonna be the fight for the walls, right? Why do I have different armor? It's interesting that nobody has a shield. Also curious how archers are able to pierce plate, but whatever. The game, right? I have to take some creative liberties. Alright. I'm pretty sure it switched my armor again. I just start murdering. Hold on. Very unwise for him to be. Yeah. It cranks me up. I'm almost dead. That's not good.
Lord Suxon, you shall push for the center aisle and bring down that gate.
It's a good day to kill, Your Majesty!
I love Foltest, he's fine. Apart from his incestuous behavior, he's great. He's one of the best kings actually in Northern Kingdoms. But
we must capture or otherwise deal with Arian Lavalette in order to break the defenders.
the way they make him rush into melee is really
Get
stupid.
up, gentlemen, follow me for the glory.
Especially without any sort of face protection or even a shield or anything. He would have a real rough time. And lobbing arrows. Why would you lob arrows like that?
Like imbeciles. Hear me! They've taken a good position, the
This
bastards.
game. Auto-clicking this game, yeah.
If this persists, they'll pick us off like ducks, and I'm no duck. Any ideas?
That ballista would do the trick.
I'm gonna have to go down. Yeah. Problem is, I need to save the game because otherwise I'll die. What's the best way to... Alright, there is some stuff. I don't really want to spend much time looting, but... Can I go down this way? No. Can I go down this way? I'm pretty sure I could just drop to my death here. You shouldn't. Alright. Do I have to dodge the arrows? It's interesting, if you take a look, the guys that actually have field of view, field of fire on us, are actually not shooting, while the guys in the back are lobbing arrows. It would be so incredibly ineffective, even do that. Why? Whatever. Go. Also, I need to take my actual viable armor. Because the game insists you will wear this. No, I won't. It sucks. Anything else? Yeah, let's take that. That's fine. Alright, well, let's... Can't save it this time, okay, that's great. How do I draw my sword? This way, alright. I'm also taking a lot of hits. We're probably gonna die pretty quickly. If I take successive hits. So far not too bad. How do I switch out of combat mode? Can you carry over the Arrow Knight into Witcher 3? I think you can. I'm not sure about it though. Gonna have to check it out. I think this game is roll fast basically, yeah. That's how we fight. Also, people with shields are incredibly dangerous. I'm gonna die now, I think. Yes. Okay. Okay, it's gonna get better at some point once I figure out the controls properly, probably. Yes. At least it's not bugged like in Witcher 1 where I have to wait for like 15 minutes to load a save. But I have to go down this way again. Okay. Switch the armor. Alright. Let's go this way. I actually don't think you can carry it over. I think you will find much more effective swords, so it would not reflect it. I don't think. Because it's in this game the initial sword, even though you carry it over from Witcher 1, it's like very bad weapon overall. If you consider how effective the other weapons are. But still gonna take it for now. But probably gonna find better weapons pretty soon. I don't want some, I want to... Okay, E is blocking. How do you go out of combat? Okay, I wasted a bomb. I guess it would be good, but could have some lore implications there. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Ah, problems. Right. I didn't see that arch. Okay. Can I have significant trouble here? Might even have to lower the difficulty. Because this game. I only played it once, I think. I never played it again because I didn't consider it a good game at all. So this is gonna be a pain, at least initially. I think the tutorials are especially nonsense. Because this is still the tutorial. Right, let's draw the sword. These guys again. Gonna try and kill the archer fast. Okay, that's another guy. Kill this guy. Come on, get up. Now this guy. I'm just gonna have to isolate the shield guy and art him. He did get stunned. I also... Yeah, let's kill this archer. And that guy. I think I'm gonna just try and loot something first. I'm pretty sure I saw a loot function. Maybe after. We can still do it after, maybe. For this knight. It's probably gonna be a lot of dodging like this. Yeah, that's how the combat works. Alright. So, how do we exactly put the sword back? Okay, like this. You press 1. I'm inclined to try and loot whatever I can. These crates usually contain loot. But not sure. Okay, more enemies. Let's kill them. Okay, I'm stuck in the wood. Let's kill these. Okay, there are more. I think this is the way forward actually. Yeah, and the archers are shooting me, so let's go. I'm not sure how the health works yet. I don't think you can drink potions, so... Yeah, as Kate said, it requires you to meditate to drink potions. So... Probably gonna be a little rough. This is an Easter egg, by the way.
Guess they'll never learn.
Guess they never learn. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 1, right? Cards of Draw. I hope I never will have to play Assassin games. I really don't like them at all. Yeah. It's an Easter egg. Let's aim the ballista, but first let's drop a save. Okay, just a clicking scripted event. Good. Enemies. Alright, gonna have to fight them before I fire the ballista, I suppose. Gonna be okay. We also got somehow magically healed. Now it's gonna be a little rough. Yeah, he's gonna use his shield. Gonna use our art. Okay, we are smart. I think I got the hang of the combat for now. It sucks, but it's gonna be a roll fast. AC1 I found okay, the rest not really. Yeah, I could agree with that. Another one, okay. Kill him. I'm not sure about the skill system in this game at all. I don't remember anything about it. Probably it's because it was really bad. Gonna figure it out once we gain a level up, I guess. Alright. Okay. One would assume that you could just fire it now, but no. Alright. I have to stun this guy. If we isolate the swordsman, it's gonna be okay. Tried playing Witcher 1 and Witcher 2, but I think I'll just watch playthroughs instead, and then play Witcher 3 yourself. Yep, it's pretty good, because really, it's not great. Even though I would recommend the Witcher 1. But I still stand by my decision that this is actually the worst Witcher game there is out of the three. If you don't consider some of the horrible ripoffs or how's it even called? I don't remember the bullshit story about the Queen. Yeah, I also have a lot of problems with caches in Witcher 1. But if you don't use the mods as I did, you should be fine with not having to wait for 10 minutes for a loaded save. So in that case you should be better off than me. Also, I think it would be better to use Igni against the shield guys, but I don't know if I even have the signs. Do I have the signs? No, I don't think so. Is there it would be helpful if this had a radial menu, like Witcher 3 has, for example. But no, you cannot have nice things. Even though a radial menu is actually a corrupt thing from the game being developed for consoles, but this game was actually also developed for consoles, I believe. That's why its combat system and movement system is all jank and weird and horrible. You can easily tell which games were developed for only PC and which have been developed for hybrid use. Alright. Anyone else? I don't think so. This time, Not many came. Definitely not as many as last time. These gamers are very janky. Yes, they are.
The tower men! Storm the tower! The gods are with us!
Not necessarily bad that user interfaces have got nicer. And it's not only about having nice things, Finn, it's also about functionality, right? Because if it's jank like this, like this is incredibly jank. I cannot begin to describe it, but I don't think I know about a game that would have a worse interface than this one. A simple radial menu would make it 100 times better. Even though I would still complain about it, it would at least be serviceable. Losing RPG aspects is definitely a trade-off, yeah. It is horrible. Absolutely horrible. At least for a modern gamer. I'm pretty sure when the game came out, people were like, wow. But I'm also wow, but in a bad sense. Yeah. And the graphics are not great either for today's standard. It's just, even Geralt, when he was undressed, his skin looked like wax. Alright, let's kill some bad people. Okay, the shield guy is mean. Kill the soldiers, and then our guys will help out against the mean bastard with the shield. What if he was left? Yeah, that's completely possible. I wouldn't put it. Behind that, it isn't the case. But overall, I think the game is gonna get better. Just have a little faith in it. And yeah, the Vex. Okay, let's kill the archers. That's the best thing you can do for the well-being of your comrades, I think. Even though the archers were a little stupid and not shooting for some reason when they had the line of sight. And then the other best thing you can do for your allies while they are fighting the fight of their life is just rummage around and loot and steal whatever isn't nailed down, and make sure that you bring a big pair of pliers for anything that is nailed down. And then you can go and help your allies after a considerable amount of time passes, preferably even after you meditate for something like 24 hours. Yeah, this is an insane castle. This is like a fortress. This is like a huge medieval city, more than anything else. It isn't even a castle because so many buildings.
Smash the door! Axemen, give me splinters!
Yeah, King commanding the assault like this seems really unreasonable for him. This is gonna be a little rough, I think, these guys. But we do have allies. Unfortunately, Foltest just really has a death wish. Let's not die. Let's help out with some cheeky signs. Okay, I got shot by an archer. He survived the trial of Vaxis, yeah, apparently. Commanding whole 5 troops. Yeah. I wanted to save him. I should just let him beat his head against the brick wall. And it crashed. Okay, marvelous. Let me just load it up again. Gonna take a while. But not nearly as much as Witcher 1 takes. Yeah. Surprising. Not really. Okay, let's hope the save did actually happen. Load game. So many saves already, okay. We can do it. Yeah, let Foltest do his thing. Just Foltest Jenkins is gonna solve all your problems. And I'm gonna just roll the shit out of this combat. Just kill the small guys and it's gonna be alright. I stun focus. Okay. The big guy is really scary, by the way. Alright. Next up, this guy. Come on, don't get killed by the bad people. Alright. We are almost at another level, I think. Can we loot, please? Yes. Most honorable thing we can do.
Desist! Or be put down like the rabid dogs you are!
Arian La Valette. This will be no easy task. Surrender, Arian! You'll be treated with honor!
Go plow yourself, King!
Bury them in arrows!
Geralt's
Come on,
face
men!
just
For
looks so
Temeria!
weird.
They're well shielded.
You got a better idea?
I'll try to get inside. It shouldn't be hard if the archers provide cover.
That's the son of Louisa and the old Baron, heir to these lands. He's hot-tempered but good with a sword. Be careful.
I'll try to reason with him.
Alright, I'm gonna drop a save if I can. I also have a level up. Can I immediately spend it? How does it work? N, K, L? Oh, I'm getting hit by archers. C? Yes, C, okay. Character abilities. I have 3 talents. Training. This is locked. Everything's locked. Training. Vigor regeneration while out of combat. That's the endurance. Vitality plus 10. I'm gonna pick this up if I can. How do you allocate points? Do you have to do it while meditation? He's demolishing his own kingdom for love. Not for love, but the Baroness of La Valette actually has Foltest's 2 children. They are bastards, but he needs to take care of them himself because they would use them for bargain instead. Well, shouldn't have done that in the first place, Foltest, but whatever. Also, I cannot assign points, so I suppose it's done during meditation. I think, right? Attributes. What's attributes? Oh, this is just my stats, right? I think so. This is so confusing. Okay. I'm just gonna drop a save here. And then roll like crazy. And start killing the archers. Alright, there's another guy. They see me rolling, they hate it. Yeah, be ready for a lot of vicious rolling. I think this game is officially called a rolling simulator in terms of its combat. Which yeah. It's how it works. It's not great, I didn't like it at all, but it's a thing. So deal with it. Perfect. Clearly a superior system. Anything else that has ever been devised by man. And we are still in combat, so I cannot save yet. Now we saved, okay. Let's cut up some more archers. suppose. I'm gonna have to sheath my sword. Come on, Geralt, you can do it.
The famed Geralt of Rivia. You've fallen low, Witcher. Word has it you're one of the best swordsmen in the north. Time to test that rumor.
Enough slaughter. Surrender and Foltest will treat you and your men with honor.
And what guarantee is there that he'll not cut us down to the last?
None.
Foltest defiled my mother. Now he colludes with Nilfgaard.
The king leads an army. You have but a few brave men and your honor. In a minute, you may lose even those. Choose.
Hear that, men? The king sends a Witcher, and we are to surrender, forgetting the very nature of honor and pride. We must choose. Shame or a Witcher's sword? Is that how you would live? Will you bow your heads before Foltest?
Never!
You heard them, Witcher.
We heard one guy. But whatever.
This is between us.
So be it. Stand back, men! My nanny...
Yeah, the one guy on top.
I especially like the one of Renfri and her robes. As I grew, I dreamed of facing you one day.
That dream will not have a happy ending for you.
Blasphemous!
Halt! He's
Alright.
mine!
He has a shield, so it's gonna be pretty annoying to deal with, most likely. Yeah. I don't know if I regenerate by my own. Probably not. I'm gonna suffer. This fight is not gonna be great. Alright, let him come at me. Then stun him. Chip at him a little bit. And repeat. Let's try to whack him from behind. Right. Fortunately, the stamina seems to be regenerating pretty quickly in this game. So at least there is that, I suppose. Alright. No, that was not good. When he goes to his knee, it's terrible. Yeah. At least cut him once. No. Cannot have nice things. Come on. No. He is at half HP, so not too shabby. Come on. Can we finally do some damage? Yes. And I'm almost dead. Okay, I need to be real careful here. I'm also... yeah, I'm gonna die from bleeding out. Great. I'm gonna have to repeat that. Okay. If he didn't go to his knees all the time, it would even be possible.
And what?
None. The king.
Hear that? Is that?
No.
You have
This.
mine.
That dream.
Blasphemous!
Halt! He's mine.
Go on. I think I'd like him to come here instead of being stuck by his own units all the time. And don't try to whittle him. But if I take a single hit, I'm gonna die now, which is bad. You can imagine. If I had the Igni, it would make my life easier, I think. Okay, gonna do it all over again. It's fine. The most tedious part is actually the conversation.
The fate.
And not the king.
What if we tell him drop his weapon, fool? I think it's gonna just agitate him.
Don't be a fool. This is no game. Your men don't need to die. Surrender, and the king will show
We
you.
start the level. No.
My mother has seen enough of this king's mercy.
What'll you do? Throw yourself on my sword? Run?
He made Mother a harlot, then denied her before all the realm.
True enough. But no massacre, no misguided heroism will change that. Drop your weapons.
Should anything happen to my mother, I shall find you and
Okay.
kill you.
He's a douche, but you can let him live. It's good. I think this is a reasonable thing to do. Wouldn't want to kill more humans unnecessarily.
Arian Lavalette laid down his sword. Well, well.
Have you spoken to him?
Briefly. Just before they took him off to the torture chamber. The hard luck of a traitor. Continue.
While I remember, what happened to the dragon?
It destroyed half the castle. Killed hordes of soldiers and flew off.
Where?
In the general direction of Edda.
To think it almost killed us all.
Alright. It changed my armor again.
Arian Lavalette has surrendered the castle. Open up!
And the Baron lives?
Yes, he lives. I'm not spiteful. Open this gate, kneel before your king, and I shall show you mercy.
Looks like we're stuck.
Indeed, and my magic's no good here. The main force down in those boats is going to beat us to town.
Want to head back to the tent? The camp will be nice and empty now. I've had enough for today.
Tempting. Look, the King's Special Forces.
We want to see him!
You doubt my words, dog? Open the gate now!
Sire,
Vernon Roach. Tell me, Roach.
there's fighting in the town. A section of our forces crossed the river in fishing boats and swarmed the streets, burning, raping, pillaging. The Lavalettes are making a stand near the temple.
What of the Baroness?
Alive and safely tucked away.
Unsoiled, I hope.
As you ordered, sire. She's fine. And beautiful as ever. The children were not with her.
But you know where they are.
In the monastery. But we've yet to penetrate that area.
Cross, quickly!
Just middle, yeah. Dragon.
Protect the king!
Dragon! Take cover! To the hoardings!
Protect the king! Run for the hoarding!
Alright.
Get my leg for a heavy crossbow right now.
I'm gonna die, yeah. Should have gone into the hoardings. It's fine, but it's really weird how it switches my armor all the time. I don't like it one bit. It's okay. Will it crash? No. It did not.
Dragon! Take cover! To the hoardings!
Let me switch my armor real quick.
Protect the king! Run for the hoarding! Give my leg for a heavy crossbow right now.
It's a dragon! I can't believe it!
Marigold, stop admiring it and do something!
It's not that simple!
Also, my sword is switched.
Before the brute turns my army to cinder!
Witcher!
Go? No. Too soon. How I wish this freaking tutorial was over. I hate it.
Dragon! Take cover! To the hoardings!
Protect the king! Run for the hoarding! I'd give my leg for a heavy crossbow right now.
It's a dragon! I can't believe it!
Marigold, stop admiring it and do something!
Alright, let's switch the armor again. Then it will force us to wait in here for ages. That's fine.
It's not that simple!
It's a dragon though, so he should value the hoardings, right? That was so bad.
You don't. You run.
Some professional you are.
We've got to get to the town. We might stand a chance there.
Alright.
Is it true you witches?
Does it mean that I can finally go?
This one doesn't sit down.
No.
Do you want
Gonna get burned to a crisp.
No idea, you're the monster expert.
I need help. I'm gonna die. Yeah, precisely. And also the withering fire is just breaking off pieces of wood. Not like it's doing any real damage. No fire coming through the giant holes or anything. So we are perfectly fine as is. As it should be, right? I'm gonna die. Come on. Go in and do it. Voltest is gonna help out. I cannot risk it. If I take a single hit, I'm gonna die. And also, yeah, I almost walked into the fire. Can we please save the cat? Can I? Yeah, I'm going.
Triss!
The bridge is burning! Quickly, this way!
How quaint. Is this the god sorceress of Temeria? Yes, she is.
Plowing dragon nearly reversed the course of the battle.
The fighting should have scared it off.
Forget the dragon. I need to hear how this story ends.
You were at my side almost all the time after the bridge collapsed.
Almost. Tell me how you got into the monastery courtyard.
This is the big part. It's gonna be the city. I suspect there are gonna be some side things to do in there. So we are gonna do that. Because we have to. It also switched my gear again.
And they said we couldn't get near the walls. Half a day and the town is taken.
Report! Fighting for the castle continues, and a group of rebels have barricaded themselves inside the monastery.
What of my children?
Likely in the church as well, sire. Fen took a priest to task. Finally mumbled
switcher.
something about a passage neath the walls.
It would take a week to get a battering ram in here.
Axes, sire?
That will also take time. But what other course do we have? This
Send in
priest,
the switcher.
what of him? What of this passage?
I fainted before I could really get going on him. He's under guard below.
You've some work to do, Commander.
Yes, sire. Silas, you look to this door. Fen, come with me.
Witcher,
Your Grace.
I've a mission for you, one suited to your abilities. Vernon can be persuasive, but he's also hot-tempered, at times losing both his self-control and his subject. You must try to find this other passage on your own. Succeed, and you'll be the envy of all Vizima.
I'll be the envy of all Vizima. What does that even mean?
Soldiers loyal to the La Valettes would never harm the Baroness's children.
I shall be reassured as to that when I see them, not before. We must act quickly. The rebels are dispersed, in disarray. As dim-witted as they are, I fear they could conclude the children would make good hostages.
Maybe Roach will get something out of this priest. It's a relatively large town. I could use a hint.
I'm counting on him. But time is of the essence. Please explore the area. We seek a tunnel or something similar. Beware of traps. They may have planted some. You're best suited to this. My men lack your skills.
I'm level 1. Alright.
I'm relying on you, Witcher.
Alright. I'm gonna switch my gear though, because I don't want this nonsense.
Where are those axes? Move your
Save the game. Gonna take a while. This portcullis is also very strange. Where does it even go up to? I don't see any mechanism. There is a single road. Alright. Do I have to go around? Not really.
At your service.
Oh, right, I have to go into the town over here. Right. Very far. Okay. There's a chicken. That portcullis always look honestly big enough to go through. Do they? I really don't want to spend too much time derping around, but I guess you can take a look at it. It's a giant gate though. This is like 10 times as big as it would be reasonably in real life. I mean, yes, it will fit if you raise it, right? Unless, yeah, that part you can see that there is an outcropping that's blocking it. You wouldn't be able to raise it even. So my guess is it's just put together in some sort of asset editor. Like they didn't consider real life applications of the things they place, just assets, right? It's fine. It's just ice tracking. It's all. So let's take a look. It's a chicken. I don't suppose I can kill the chicken. There's also a house. Alright. Let me steal whatever is in here. Money. Yeah, 43 is actually quite a bit, I think. Not bad. However, I'm not sure if... Yeah, there are gonna be several kinds of currencies, I think, which is horrible. Why would you do that? Whatever. Maybe I'm mistaken and it's in Witcher 3 though. I don't remember. Can we steal something? Oh.
Would you release us, soldier, sir?
Shut it.
We're innocent.
They're at our
The
mercy.
king will decide your fate.
Common muggers.
I've always been the king's
Why
loyal
was
soldier.
it happening to us? So many men will die.
Alright. So many doors, so I'm gonna have to explore every single one of these houses. It's gonna be a little tedious, but it has to be done. Blue meteorite ore, yeah, that's why you need to do it, because you tend to find really valuable stuff tucked around in these houses.
My lord, we're simple folk and know nothing of...
No, nothing of politics. Well, too bad for them, I suppose. Worn little gloves. I don't think that's good. Gonna just sell them or scrap them, I think. Where is... Well, it was not nice.
What have you done to her?
Shut it.
Time to pay your...
These people are unarmed.
This is not your concern. Get lost.
Get out of here, now.
Right. Sir.
Yeah, in this game there is
go.
Oxy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Be careful. You may not be so lucky next time. Find a place to hide.
I must find my wife first. They herded her away with others like cattle.
Good luck.
Can we steal anything? Yes. Should. Victis. Yeah, we are gonna try to help the civilians whenever possible. Gotta be the nice guy, right? Everybody else is mean to the civilians. However, it might be that the town is very large. I don't remember exactly where to go, and I just want to go to the actual important area just yet. If I can help it. Okay, I didn't loot this house, so that's good.
Why would they bring in a witcher?
Another house. So many houses over here, it's just puzzling. The Temerian soldier. Destroying obstacles, right. This is where we are supposed to go, probably.
Gods punish those who share.
I'm gonna explore the rest of this town before I go there, I think. So I don't want to miss out on anything valuable. I'm also gonna need to take a short break, like a minute, and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. So let's continue scavenging. I think we need to go to the right side now. Let's do it. I'm also very confused at how to assign my skill points, but I guess that's gonna come into effect later. Nothing to take here. Oh, there is some money. Another door, it's locked. Good. Fortunately, there is another house here. More money. Ingredients, alright. Let's go outside. I'm gonna take a look at my inventory probably. Junk. There is junk category. Yeah. Probably just for selling or disassembling. What about the leather gauntlets? They are horrible, right. Drop a safe, put these.
You've no business here!
Leave them alone. They're innocent.
Innocent? They're with the Lavalettes. Weeds that need to be ripped out with their roots so they won't grow back again. Treason spreads like the plague. No one will leave here alive. And you, stay out of this.
I won't stand by while you murder innocents.
So, what'll you do?
Kill you.
I was not after your blood. I have witnesses.
Right. Yeah, I don't need to parry, I don't think. Parrying is useless. What you want to do is roll constantly.
Let the people out and walk away.
Unblock the door! I'll report this.
Yeah, you do that.
Burn anything or touch a single woman, you sons of bitches, and the king will hear of it.
This was the house that was being blocked in. Nobody's inside. Alright. There is another house. Geralt, yeah. GG. Gonna try to do my best. Oh, there are the humans. Right.
It must be!
You're free.
Thank you, my lord.
Find a place to hide until this madness ends.
But where?
Okay, let's just be glad that I didn't take your money. I'm not gonna take your money if it's lying around. Did not demand payment.
They burned down our homes! Made off with everything else! God, why?
Yeah, be glad you are not dead as well. To thank GGG for that. Junk. Take everything. Right. Right. I'm gonna go and help these guys. Right. I didn't draw my sword. Okay. Shield guy is gonna be pretty obnoxious, I think. Should deal with these guys first. Okay, these guys, 3 of them. It's gonna be insanely bad. Okay, at least one of them got insta-killed. Good. Alright. Save this guy's life, but he doesn't know what to do with himself now. Soldiers'
Where are
orders.
these Horsons coming from? I thought we'd cleared this district.
Soldiers' orders, where is that? Oops. All forces are to fall back immediately to defend the routes leading to the temple. These positions must be held at all costs.
Are they
Death to the
springing from their
tyrant.
graves?
Voltas is no tyrant. Don't know what they are speaking about. Very misguided people. These Slavalads. If they want to see how a tyrant looks like, they should just wait until Emir rolls around. Lot of houses, gonna have to do some looting. At least it's pretty quick. There's that. I'm also not sure about the one other area I could have broken with my art. If it leads anywhere interesting or if it's the main way forward. Not sure. Can we take a look at the map? Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm pretty sure this is the side area.
Block the passage, quick!
No. Find another way into the alley, right? Yeah. That was supposed to happen, that's fine. Locked. Is there a loot? Pretty sure there is. Yeah, mushrooms. Should blast this with art, right? No. Did I loot that? I did. Rags, not sure what these are good for. Probably just scrap them for something, like twine. Because this is, like I said, it's like if you took Witcher 3 system and then just make it horrible. How the crafting system works, if I remember correctly. Feudal society. Squatel is the name used by the rebels fighting for non-human freedom. In the common tongue it means squirrels, as some would have it. It is because of squirrel tails they adorn the rebels' caps, or from the forest boards they had to survive on. Squirrels formed units over a core strong consisting mainly of elves, yet sometimes dwarves and halflings joined too. During the last war against Nilfgaard, the Squatel fought on the side of the Empire, making diversions and great damage beyond our lines. Despite the provisions of Peace of Sintra, many did not disarm and continued to fight, especially when it turned out that Nilfgaard sacrificed them in the name of peace and gave their its leader, Nordlings, to be executed. Alright. Yeah, I think the lore is not gonna be much new stuff. Should be familiar with most of the things at this point. Okay, so now we go to the other area and we can break through that weak point.
They've taken all from us, save our lives.
Would you release us, soldier, sir?
Shut it.
We're innocent.
The king will decide your fate.
I think I've already figured it out. Yeah. Super safe. Another area. Okay, great. Still gonna have to rummage through these houses. Locked. Actually, it's better if I find out something is locked because I don't really want to go through them, but I will if I find out I can. Ah, okay, more of it. Locked. How much money do we have anyway? 705. A lot of ingredients, should probably take them, but I really do think that the potions are gonna be mostly useless because we cannot even drink them during combat or anything. This way, right? No. Use this wagon. So where do we go next? Well, looks like the place. If Geralt didn't bug out. Ah, okay. Can I do anything? No. Let's load the game. hope it doesn't crash as well. Wouldn't surprise me. No, it's okay. Drop another safe right in front of the well then. Drinking a cat potion. To drink potions, enter meditation. How can I enter meditation? M? M is a map, right? Maybe it's N? B? C? No, C is character. X? That's over, right? Oh. Oh. E. Oh. I'm gonna have to go into options. Yes, but I need to map my... Alright, I'm gonna have to search it on Google because it's unreasonable again. Left control. Oh, this is the menu, right? I can choose my signs from here if I hold control and click on this. Yeah, I still don't know how to meditate. Meditation. Right. Alchemy, drink potions, meditate. Alchemy. Drink potions. Gonna drink a cat. It's a little tedious, even for you need to drink a single potion, you need to enter a freaking meditation. It's just horrible. Alright, several... Is that a monster? Yes. Gonna have to go down. That's a drowner.
I'm too old for this.
Alright. You have to search this area. It's locked. Another monster. Kill the drowner. Should be pretty straightforward. Smash the attack action. Go this way first. There's gonna be some food or something here. But oh, this ball, it seems weak. The Marian sword. Is it better than what I have? Would be sad. Oh, it totally is. The Marian sword is better than Gwal here. But yeah, it makes sense from gameplay standpoint. You cannot receive very good items from the get-go from the previous game, I guess. Would be breaking the game, sort of. Another monster. Let's kill it. Just a drowner. We're gonna blast this. This one is slightly stronger somehow, even though it was not drowned yet, or at least it was not labeled. Is this the right way? We'll suggest. It's locked. Alright. So where do we go? We came from here. Oh, this way? No. This way. Alright, let's drop a save. Is that loot? Oh. This is the stuff.
Scoia'tael.
And they are involved. Curse. Unfortunately, I really don't like how the cat potion makes me see everybody weird like this. But there's not much I can do about that, I don't think. Would have to probably... Oh, I'm gonna die. Let's kill this guy quick. Okay, not too bad. I would have to meditate to cancel out the potion effect. I think I'm actually gonna do that. Just because I really don't like how it messes up with the display. Thanks to its control and meditation. You cannot trust that. Okay, I have to just... Oh, it's gonna wear off in 2 seconds, right? It has fairly short effect as well. Well, that's not great for a cat. For this situation it isn't bad because I really didn't like that. Drop a save. Thanks again. Right. Let's take the things. What's we do? A lot of stuff apparently. I'm not even gonna reach to what I'm taking usually. What's down here? I'm gonna check out this grate first. Locked, okay, good. Drop a save here. Alright, more enemies. I'm gonna try and use my immune. Should have also assigned my points when meditating probably, right? Or does it work like that? I actually am not sure. Can you switch to Igni Girl? Yeah.
Kill the Witcher!
And a loot. More orders. Is it the same item? Books, yes. It's the main thing. First I'm gonna scout around probably. Swan down. Verbena. And that's it, right? So, trip is safe again. Go inside. Oh, okay. More bad people. This is gonna be more overdrive. No. Key acquired. Alright. Enter.
Take no prisoners!
It's not gonna be such an easy fight. You're gonna have to isolate the knight, which means killing the henchman probably first. Right? Yeah, next up is this shield guy. Thing is, I'm gonna probably just bombard him with Igni.
Kill the Witcher!
I'm gonna die very quickly if I get hit. Research targets. Oh, Foltest, right. But unfortunately I got killed. Okay. Well, let's try that again. It was so much fun. Yeah, let's go outside.
They're traitors! Take no prisoners!
Alright, let's kill this guy if we can. Finish this guy. Now, this knight. It's gonna be a little bit rough, I think, to handle. Might switch into Arch actually, because he's really resistant to Igni. Can I even damage him? Yeah, looks like I can. He's just very tough. And I'm bleeding out. Okay. Yeah, this is behind the gate. Hold us this out. Alright, let's just do hit and runs then.
Onward! Attack! Blasphemers! Crush those vermin!
Okay, can we... yeah, finish him off. Gate key. Okay. Gonna be for the inside gate too, I think. We collect these berries before we release the king's man here. Ah, is there something here? No, not really. Strip is safe. Can I help them out? No, I don't suppose I can open the gate. I can just go myself to try and find the children. And then magically Foltest is gonna cut through that massive gate by portcullis rather, by himself. That's how it's gonna be. Another safe. Great. Right, and that is something. Well, oh yeah, this is how we unlock it. Right. Another scripted mashing thing. It's what everybody loves about games in general, I'm sure.
You have just become the most titled Witcher in the world. And the wealthiest.
I'll remind you of that when this is all over, sire.
See, Vernon? Geralt succeeded.
Lucky he did. The priest was downright discourteous and went off to meet his gods.
I saw Scoia'tael on the river.
Where? How many? What colors did they wear?
Plough the elves. We'll tend to them later. The monastery awaits.
I think Foltest is missing out on an important piece of information here.
This puzzle is beginning to come together, Geralt. You're either telling the truth or weaving a very convincing lie. I want to hear the rest. Foltest bastards. The Solar. What happened?
We might have arrived at the same time if not for Tales.
Be specific, Witcher.
Well, the Archpriest told the truth.
His Majesty King Foltest of Temeria.
Arthur Tales, erstwhile Count of Nesvelt. I signed your sentence.
Yes, yet the Baroness saw fit to pardon me. An awkward situation, to be sure.
Yeah, again, this Witcher.
Where are they?
The royal children.
Don't test my patience, Tales, and I'll grant you a quick death.
Confess, Foltest, before the gods and the people. Busi and Anais are the fruit of your loins. Bow to the gods and admit the truth.
You may not have noticed, Tales, but I just took this town.
Aided by murderers, sorcerers, and a mutant for whom nothing is holy.
This is hallowed ground. You will not raise your hand against a servant of the gods.
Where
are the
children?
The Solar. They're in the Solar.
What is this? Blasphemy! Sorcerer's tricks!
Holy man unharmed and the noble gets slapped. A win-win situation, if ever I've seen one.
Never slapped the noble, but
I've seen
can't
a
help
soldier
myself.
awry, but the dragon topples them all.
I remember trickery.
Unfortunately, this is a whole new area, which means looting. Just go off the rails and start stealing whatever's not nailed down.
Damn nonsense. Geralt, you should know. Is it possible to tame a dragon?
Looter. Yeah. Okay though. They don't mind, I don't think. Also Switcher, right. Let's switch our armor back. Are these better? No. Where the Raven's armor? Good. The Merin sword is better. Evading the dragon. Not the dragon again. Roach got roasted. Ah! Gonna die. Come on. Again. Mean. Okay, Foltest got roasted. I'm pretty sure I clicked the right mouse button, but maybe I should have stopped moving.
The dragon's back!
I can't.
No, it's just yeah. It's very stupid. Okay, and Foltest is dead. Why is this a thing? Why? Bit quick time events.
The dragon's back!
Yeah, it's incredibly jank.
I can't.
Okay, go and No, this time it didn't work. I'm struggling to see how this works. Probably the worst part of the game, yeah.
The dragon's back!
Incredible.
I can't.
Come on, get out. Right, run. Almost didn't do that. Okay. I was thinking it was over. Not my sword. Frickin' dragon took my sword. It's a gift from the Lady of the Lake, you bastard.
You saved my life again.
Oh, I have it. Okay, never mind then.
Within reason, of course.
I need to leave, sire. I'd like Triss Merigold to come with me, if she wants.
Are you blind? She's enamored with you. You may leave, and none shall stop you. You have my word.
Yeah, of course, this is what the Geralt would tell Roach, right? Is there anything we can take here? I don't think. Let's just go upstairs. These stairs are really dangerous without any sort of railing.
Who goes there?
Foltest.
And see the gauntlet with the spikes? That's no ordinary priest.
Geralt, wait here. You might scare them.
No, Geralt. Pay attention to your ruler.
My prayers are answered. Go, Busi.
That's not my father.
But it is your king, boy. Bells, your triumph is complete. The city and fortress taken, sire. Time to thank the Forefather and the Mother Creatrix for this great victory.
A moment, blind man. I've not seen my children in 6 months. The gods can spare another minute. Listen to me. Your mother and I quarreled, but that is over. She was deceived. Evil men turned her against me. These men have been punished, and all will be well from now. No tears, Busi. One day you'll be king, and kings do not weep.
Armed men approach, sire. Children, go to the refectory.
My knights will soon be here. You must meet them, for one day you will rule them. Busi, go wash your face. They must not see that you wept.
There's a bucket of water in the next room.
Anais, help your brother.
How considerate of Lasha to send the children away. I always took him for a monster. Oh, yes.
Sire, let us pray.
They must look like the royal children they are.
They have your eyes. sire.
You could have seen how the metal clipped through the stone floors there. And the staff there. It's fine. Yeah, you failed, Geralt. You failed. Of course you're gonna get blamed. Alright, Foltest is dead.
I suppose that's the extent of what you'll give me.
Does this mean I'm free?
Foltest, King of Temeria, has been murdered. Unfortunately for you, you're the only suspect.
The murderer outsmarted you, so I'm to rot in this dungeon.
Oh, no danger of you rotting. You'll hang.
Convince them otherwise.
I have no influence over the court.
You need to do the side things first.
Foltest told me a lot about you.
If not for him, I'd be a drunk or a vagrant. Foltest did more for me than my father ever did. But then my father did exactly nothing, for I never even met him. In any case, I'll not rest until the murderer is punished.
Tell me how you serve, Vernon.
I carry out orders others are incapable of executing.
What's the situation in Temeria?
The Council of Regents has convened to restore order. That means three things. Utter chaos will prevail, Vizima will run dry of wine and strong drink, and the local whores will make a killing.
Is Triss participating in the meetings?
Indeed. Only to find out that she's no longer needed.
How do you know?
It's my business to know.
They want to run a kingdom without a sorceress?
They already have a kingdom without a king. They'll use every opportunity to get rid of her.
Who will rule?
The chief contenders are Count Maravel and Baron Kimbold, who already tussle for control of La Valette Castle.
What about Foltest's bastards?
The king's blood runs in their veins. So yes, they are entitled to the throne. Not some drooling nobles.
What if someone vouched for me?
You have a witness.
I was thinking of Triss.
Was she not your lover? Who knows? But it's common knowledge she is.
What happened to her?
Well, she's fine. She's been invited to the next meeting of the Council of Regents.
For fuck's sake, you command the Blue Stripes. Do something. The real murderer is free, and he's further and further away with every hour you spend prancing around in here.
I find the Killer Monk story unconvincing.
I don't claim he was a monk. He was wearing a frock, though. He sailed off in a boat with some Scoia'tael.
Would you recognize him?
No problem. A mountain of meat. Never seen anyone bigger.
What would you do if you escaped?
I'd go after the Kingslayer.
You know where to look for him?
Some Scoia'tael helped him escape. That's where I'd start. I expect you might know this particular group of elves.
How'd you work that out?
They wore blue-striped masks. Trophies, I expect.
Yorveth's commando. I know where to find them. We've a trail to follow after all.
If you want to start over and take it easy this time, get me some food.
Now that you mention it. Ves! Bring us food and drink.
Shame you didn't think of that earlier.
It's your own fault, Geralt. Your fate is in your hands.
Gonna let us off. There are gonna be conditions. Right? I think we are gonna have to travel with Roach. Sure. But I don't remember the story of which we do very well.
Never heard of women serving in the Special Forces.
Ves is one of my best people.
How'd she wind up in the Blue Stripes?
I pulled her from the paws of the Scoia'tael. Just 16 when they torched her village and slaughtered everyone. The unit commander took a liking and spared her. One last thing. This file is about one Geralt of Rivia.
And Foltest's death?
Actually, Geralt's death. The report details events from 5 years ago. Rivia. Population 1,234. In that, 253 non-humans. September the 25th, 1268. A riot erupts. A massacre ensues. The streets run with the blood of elves and dwarves. One person finds the courage to face the raging crowd. During the rioting, 76 non-humans perished, including the Witcher Geralt of Rivia. Stabbed in the chest with a pitchfork by a man of whom we know only that his name was Rob, and he owed 3 crowns at the local tavern. Yennefer of Vengerberg dies trying to heal the Witcher. The bodies of Geralt and the sorceress are taken away by a mysterious young girl with ashen hair. Their place of internment remains unknown.
I remember. Rivia. Yennefer.
What just happened?
I saw my own death.
And the rest? Have you regained all your memory?
That's all. I just remember the end.
Ves! Interrogation's done. Restrain the prisoner. I'll take the key. I sail upriver at dawn. Guards will collect you in 5 minutes. Eat. You'll need your strength.
Yeah, Roach is a good guy, after all. Wants to find out the truth. Good. It's a shame what they did to him in Witcher 3. But
Not yesterday, he was a hero pretty much.
suppose there wasn't any other way, really.
Personally saw him cut down 20 men in the blink of an eye, so it's no surprise.
See him dashing along those walls. Can't rightly say I ever saw his sword, the blade move so fast.
I thought that beast would tear him to bits when it came out of the clouds.
Delayed don't mean denied. Hangman will do that tomorrow. What say we teach him a lesson?
Alright, free myself or provoke.
I'll not touch the scum. I get scurvy. Right.
First, I probably need to provoke them.
Poxy already.
Guard. Come here, good man.
Why are you hollering? Do that again and we'll shut you up.
You wouldn't say that if these bars weren't here.
Is that so? Let's see.
I didn't feel myself though. Oh, alright.
Rip your guts out!
Oh, fist fighting, right. I don't remember. Yes. Oh, it's quick time events. Ah, I don't like that. WD. Okay. A. W, A. Yeah, go full ape. Why? Okay. That's interesting. I don't remember this being an issue before. Well, clearly it is. So, I'm gonna just have to accept this is our life now. Open up. Flip a save. It's not my stuff, right? Just have a blackjack. Oh. Yeah, is it gonna teach me stealth? Not a fan of that. Is that something? Let's just door.
Damn torches. I can't sneak out in this light.
Might make it hard to sneak. Stealth mode, oh no. Yeah, it's a very nice glitch.
What was that?
Open up. Yeah, damn, I'm gonna thrash you. Fuck stealth. I don't like stealth in these sorts of games. Like, at all.
Leave me be.
Snuff out the torches.
Please, don't hurt me.
There's a guard. The hair is horrible. Yeah, I don't think there is any stealth after this. Which is good, because stealth in these sorts of games are... It's just... It has no place in these games. How I feel about stealth in these. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my art, I think. No, I'm just terrible all around. Alright, it's one of... Okay, and the hair bugged out again. Okay, beat this guy. Why not use the Axior Clan? Because I'm bad and I don't... I'm bad. That's why I try to avoid fiddling around with the signs as much as I can.
Right, hooks down. Let's see it. throttle idiot.
You wanted a map? There it is, first-rate carving. Wanted me inside? Here I am. What the fuck else do you want from me?
What are we... You tell it!
Herald of Glitchia, yeah.
Pierced heart with it's hiding part of the dungeon.
I needed a bit of courage.
His freaking mad bun got snagged.
Set up prisoners escaped! Guards! Where the hell is everyone? Guards, over here!
Shut the fuck up. It's not like anybody will... Come on, don't tell me it's bugged out. No! There is a little bit of stealth in the next chapter, but it's not that bad from what I remember. Geralt! Why are you so bad at life? I should screenshot this. This is glorious. No, let's just load the game. I did remember the game being horrible, but not as horrible as this.
Guards! Where the hell is everyone? Guards, over here!
Full-born louts. Alright, darling. Just you and me. Not any...
Alright. Knocked them out. And now Geralt's hair is actually not bugged anymore. Ooh. I suppose that's good. I suppose we will escape now, right? No, it's... Do I have to free people? I really don't want to. Goose? Oh yeah, right, that's that. I did collect the key. What's the problem? Do I have to go through here? Yes, apparently. Would be great if you could finally move on and not have to do this anymore.
Will you sign?
Executioner.
Go plow yourself! Anais and Boussy are my children. One signature, and you'll hear the poem no more. Never! A dog tore into a kitchen and grabbed a sausage link.
Knock this guy out. Oh, this guy heard it actually. Something I did not expect much. I'm gonna bleed out. Might be a good idea to use Quen. Also, I think Igni might be good. Was too far, I think. It's gonna be rough. I think this guy is pretty strong. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna bleed out. If there was a way to knock him out, I think it is possible if I don't knock out the first guy. And just go straight for the executioner since he's the one who actually has weapons. But overall, yeah, this segment is just pure cancer. Well, it didn't work. What am I even to do here? Oh, this guy's pretty easy to knock out. This guy is something else. I might use Gwen and just try to bash him. And if he hits me, I can cast Gwen again. Pretty reliably, I think. Yeah, let's do it. It's done. After I loot shit, I'm gonna release you, maybe. So much stuff. Yeah, there's so much loot here. I'm gonna have to take everything. Also, I'm not inclined to release this guy at all, but I'm gonna do it, I think.
Sooner expected death than you, Witcher.
I thought about letting the Reaper in first.
Why are you here?
Had a date with the Hangman.
Why?
They say I killed Foltest.
Shame. I'd hoped to do that myself. But tell me, what of my mother? Did Foltest hurt her?
He ordered the Blue Stripes to guard her like some invaluable treasure. Soon afterward, he was dead himself.
But you did not slay him?
No, Arian. I didn't kill him.
Do you know who did?
No, but I intend to find out.
We should go. We'll start by making our way to the oil store. I cannot walk unaided. You must help me.
Done with him, Hangman! We're to take the corpse!
Damn it.
Hangman's so into his victim, he can't hear us. What the?
Shout.
Ah! I will not sign! Never!
Ooh, he's a stubborn cocksucker.
Best not disturb him. Hangman will bring him out when he's done.
I think they bought it. We need to be careful.
Alright, let's drop a save and go. Oh, I need to sit him down at points. Alright. That's great. These sections are...
Come on, mate. Please let me out.
Why is the beginning so bad?
Return for me once you've cleared the way.
Where are the bad people? There's a guy.
What was that? You snake! You pig! You goat!
Curse me with names of like 5 animals. Showing me his expansive vocabulary. He just beat them all. That's fortunate because having to go through this with stealth would be horrible. It's like 7 people around here. Oh, even more. Okay. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna loot some of these things and then go to fetch Arian. Okay. Where did I even leave him though? Also, I'm paranoid I might be missing out on some loot, but I'm not gonna spend much time here, I don't think. Much rather just fetch him and be done with this hellish segment. Where is he? All the way here. Okay. How to pick him up?
Help me up. Up the stairs. This way.
You can see Geralt's back just looks incredibly weird. It's like wax. All the skin actually looks like wax. No, I didn't want... Yeah, more space needed. Okay. I thought I was going to sit him into the wall.
Second door on the left. That's the oil store.
Come with me. There's nothing you can do here.
I've more to do now than ever before.
Alone.
I need no one's aid for what I aim to accomplish.
Is that your final word?
Farewell, Witcher.
I don't remember what consequences will it have that we saved him. Oh, he's burning it. The bastard. People are going to die, right? Oh, it exploded. Well, is he dead? I imagine he would be, after what happened. Not sure. Stuff, right. I'm pretty sure we are gonna get our gear soon. Would be helpful. It was oil apparently, but that explosion definitely looked like gunpowder. I wouldn't blame you for thinking that. Oh, right. Did I drop a save? I hope I did. Oh, why is this? When is this gonna end? Please let me play the freaking game. If anybody thought that the Witcher 1 tutorial segment was horrible, well, I have news for you. You won't like it. What's that? Use arm, that's halberd, right? How does even polearm combat work here? I don't even remember there being halberd or polearm combat. But apparently there is polearm combat. Gonna drop a I cannot save at this point. Yeah, that's why I didn't have my...
Geralt, over here.
Okay, Geralt over here means I should just run, right? I don't think I should fight these guys. I think I have to. Okay. Polearm combat isn't great, I don't think. But maybe it at least has some damage. Alright. Yeah, that's stress. Command tutorial wasn't worse than the rest of the game. You mean Witcher 2 is actually worse after the tutorial ends? Well, I do still think that this is the worst game, the worst Witcher game there is, but I don't remember the finite minuscule details, which might be why I decided to play this. Really a pain, I think. This is gonna wait, gonna loot everything. Really, it's like half-baked Witcher 3. That's how I would describe it. I think that fits this game's. You cannot even talk? What? What? Is this correct? This doesn't seem right. Okay, I guess. Also, I was under the impression we were supposed to talk to Reavers over here, but they are not here, which means I made a bad mistake using the conversation options regarding the amulet. Aside from gear, what did using the previous game save change? Many things. It changes that we are with Triss, it changes that we saved Ada, it changes everything like that. Every major decision is reflected. The glitcher, yes. This is the glitcher. Is this our gear? No.
Bloody hell, you didn't have to torch the castle. You were to sneak out, avoid anything resembling a bloodbath.
You left me the key to my manacles, not an invisibility cloak. Triss, is everything all right?
Not exactly. I'm no longer the royal advisor. I've lost my post, my home in Vizima. Witcher's mistress, they call me. Kingslayer's whore.
People say what they think they have to.
I know, but...
They'll change their minds as soon as we find the Kingslayer.
Yes, it does have effect on the game.
I'm no spy, but you're mostly correct.
I ran into a hangman torturing Arian Lavalette, trying to force him to confess to incestuous relations with his mother. Foltest's children were to be Arians.
Sons of bitches.
The hangman has hanged his last.
An interregnum is chaos by definition. Rats like Baron Kimbold and Count Maravel rule Temeria now, or strive to. But no one save old Natalis can restore true order.
Natalis is far away and of low birth. The crown's simply out of his reach. Baron Kimbold, on the other hand.
Politics is secondary right now. Vernon, learn anything new about the Kingslayer?
A week ago, I got a message from an informer in Flotsam. He saw Yorveth in the company of a large, bald man, not unlike the one you described.
Some of the stuff is pretty big.
Cold trail to me.
Should have
We need
noticed
to
it.
start somewhere. The trading post is a few days upriver, in the forests that lie on the Edirnian border. Yorveth's territory.
Flotsam it is then.
I need my freaking gear.
Yes?
I'm a bit beat up. Will you look at my wounds?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go below deck. And I need you to tell me about Yennefer in detail. I want to hear it all, even the things you don't want to tell me, even the things that might hurt.
Prepare to cast off! Clear the lines and all aboard!
Lines clear, Captain!
The worst part is I might have to do this again. I didn't get my gear. And I didn't get to talk to the Reavers.
Honor's a curious thing. Honor made Arian fight a mismatched battle against the might of Temeria. Facing defeat, Honor told Arian to bow his neck to save his men. But that same honor prevented him from saving himself.
Yeah, this outcome isn't great. I think it's better to kill him.
Life can't be easy for anyone who's unlucky enough to be labeled a regicide. That goes triple for someone like Geralt. Could his luck get any worse? I've known The Witcher for a long time, and I'm sure that kings, courts, and politics concern him about as much as last year's snow. But hey, life doesn't always dole out what we expect, right? Sometimes it even forces us to associate with unsavory characters like Vernon Roach. No, I'm not making any excuses, and yes, I had my reasons. The Witcher spent most of the way to Flotsam talking to someone. Long into the evening, as water lapped against the boat's side, Triss told him forgotten stories of his unexpected child and his toxic relationship with a sorceress named Yennefer. stories of a life stolen from him. Am I boring you? Don't set this tale aside.
Narrator is supposed to be Marigold.
Just a few minutes more for someone
Dandelion,
special's
rather.
about to appear in dire straits upon a scaffold.
Yes, he is in the game. We are going to meet him, I'm sure. The whoring poet is always in the game. Jorvath.
Sheathe your sword, elf. I'm here to talk.
Watch out. Right.
Bow low. You stand before a head crowned. That of Demavend, King of Aedirn, by the grace of the gods, sovereign of the Pontar Valley, and so on.
And you are?
A friend to non-humans. I have an offer.
Speak quickly and to the point. The Arrakis will soon return, and I'd rather know all before then.
I can add several more heads to this one. Each crowned.
Go on.
Foltest to start with. I barely escaped in Aedirn. I'll need help. Access to your hideouts and maps of your secret trails. And the support of the Scoia'tael. I want no gold and have no interest in the killer's fame.
Then why do you wish them dead?
It's a long story. Your beast nabbed his neck. Time to go. Do we have a deal, elf?
Chapter 1, finally. After 2 hours and 48 minutes. And I'm pretty sure I did 2 things wrong, which means it's gonna rob me of some experience. That's the great part about not being too familiar with the game.
Flotsam should be just beyond the point. We'll take the beach.
Who's we?
You and me. Reconnaissance.
I'm coming too.
You should stay behind. We can't be sure of the reception we'll get.
Precisely why I won't let you go alone. Someone's got to look after you.
That time of the month.
Okay, we got our gear back. That's good. That's the bad part of the game done, yeah. My sword damage like 11 to 14. I think I have a better one. About armor. Yeah, it just gave me my stuff back. Yeah, that is nice. However, I will miss experience now because of how the game works. I was supposed to tell the reavers that the amulet is not offering any magical protection, and that would make it so that I would receive it and then it will actually play a part. But unfortunately, since I only played it once, I was not familiar with it and I didn't Google it. So that is my mistake. Just small things like that can have very large consequences. I don't think I want to enhance my armor. I'm probably gonna get a better one pretty soon. Alright. I also got my money, right? Yeah. The problem is, how do you assign the ability points? I'm really confused about that. I would really benefit from that because I'm very weak as it is.
Everything all right, Geralt?
The witch's ass is gonna have to get wet. Jump!
Any
Alright.
news from your secret informer?
The port's blocked. Some merchants have been held up for months.
What about roads through the forest?
Yorveth rules the forest.
Witcher Silver Sword, that's a recipe for crafting. Diagram, yeah. Alright. I cannot run for some reason. Gonna have to leave those mushrooms be. Even though they would wait for me, I think.
In a forest?
Very funny. But who does it belong to?
Yorveth, maybe? I know more about the Pontar Valley than you think. For instance, I know that Foltest stole this land from Demavend a few years back. I believe you had a hand in that.
Hear that?
I smell an elf.
Yorva, for sure.
That's Vernon Roach, Special Forces Commander for the last 4 years, servant of the Temerian King, responsible for the pacification of the Mahakaman foothills, hunter of elves, murderer of women and children, twice decorated for valor on the field of battle.
Yorveth, a regular son of a whore.
I've long awaited our meeting. Laid plans, set traps, and now you appear in my forest of your own volition.
You aided the man who slew my king.
King or beggar, what's the difference? One Dwan less.
Since when did the Scoia'tael hire professional killers?
Oh, it's
to do
time to
dirty
run.
work?
Ah, great.
Dwan even.
I cannot even reach the
A hired
options.
killer, true. But in all certainty, he is no Dwan.
Don't make a big deal of the race thing.
Yet race is the very reason we fight. We have pointed ears, yours are rounded. We are few, yet long-lived. Your kind multiplies like vermin, though thankfully expires quickly. Humans and elves alike, trying to prove one shape is better than the other. 400 years of killing over the mold of the Oracle.
You're just another old elf in a young elf's skin, using clever words to mask an obvious truth.
Obvious, you say?
This is not about race or freedom, or even vengeance. You're here because someone powerful told you to be. Someone who's using you. They may wear a crown, carry a magic wand, or even lead a guild. But be sure of this. It's not about your freedom, your rights, or your ears. Nilfgaard plowed you once. Now someone new does. Am I wrong?
Geralt's face looks so weird.
No one will ever use the Scoia'tael again.
Who are you addressing? Me? Yourself? Or the archers in those shrubs?
Enough of this piss!
Sparley!
discourage them. Triss, are you alright?
You should have charmed the archers. They're coming. Geralt, the spell's still working.
All right.
What's happening?
Triss is spent, so no more butterflies. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Back to the boat?
There's even more of them that way. We must fight our way toward Flotsam.
Get your hands off my ass.
Who did you think it was?
I'm not a satin flower. I'm a woman.
I noticed.
I'm in a second.
At least I'll
Right.
die holding our family out.
Fine. I'll hold the spell.
Come on, let's go.
I'm gonna die. So I didn't get the chance to assign my points. I might have to use Gwen on the next group.
All I see are your boots.
Where the hell is that trading post? Starting to think we'll make it. Wait. Barrier's waning. Triss,
Be quick!
give me a bit more magic. Just a little. Geralt, kill them now!
Squire solid sacking! Alarm! Squirrels! There's a mage among them! Ready yourselves!
Some of them are gonna jump us probably. Alright. Don't want to get shot.
You know each other? Rather well. But he has amnesia. I actually took the Witcher by surprise when I killed Foltest. Fear not, Elf. I know Geralt. I know his weakness.
Too many spells at once. You can die from that.
See that?
Yeah, the Kingslayer and Yorvith.
You all in one piece? Who are you?
I'm a Witcher.
Emiavar Emrys.
Hello, John.
Spice
Welcome.
merchant.
Thanks for the raid.
In spices.
Uh-huh. And the woman?
My good man, we barely escaped death. Be so kind as to tell us where we might get some rest. We'll explain everything later.
Doing well, apart from
Head for
having
the
to play
market
this.
square. You might be in time for the execution. Some
Didn't remember this being so bad, but it's incredibly bad.
There's also an inn and a brothel.
Oh yeah, the brothel sounds
Now it's gonna
especially
get
interesting.
better, since
Take
we are
care
out of the prologue, which is the most cancerous thing of this game. It took almost 3 hours to get through the prologue.
Squirrels at our very walls.
Yorveth led them. I saw him with my own eyes.
Who are these blokes?
They're the ones.
So many level ups, I need to assign them. Let's just try and meditate. Can you let me assign my points? Yes. I'm gonna take Vigor. Right? Yes. The right option, okay. Unlocks the ability to throw daggers, that's just... why? Bigger regeneration while out of combat is... meh. Ability to parry blows from all directions is situationally useful, I suppose, but we should take a look at the other trees. This is locked off, okay. So we can only access this for now. I guess I'm gonna take it to access this. Yeah, this is direct combat. Redirect arrows. Don't have the rocks, but whatever. Get this. This. Oh, and now it unlocks. Okay, right. Swordsmanship. That's gonna be the most important thing, right? No backstab damage. And it will unlock sword damage plus 5%. Counter opponent's blows. Yeah, counter is pretty important. The amount of vigor needed to block incoming blows is reduced. I'm not using the blocking much. Oh yeah, dodging. This is gonna get pretty silly with the rolling. I suppose I can even get that. A lot of stuff. Home damage. Gonna take the vitality buff. Is there Axie? When? Where is the Axie sign? Axie, here. Do it. Should also upgrade Igni at some point, but this is it for now. I don't want to do alchemy, let's just cancel meditation.
Hey, it's a Witcher! Blossom's got a garrison. You don't need a Witcher.
We've all heard what the Witcher did in Vizima. Blood flows wherever the Witcher goes.
Alright, go to the town square to watch the execution. Alright. It's gonna be Zoltan probably. Dandelion, right? I'm gonna just steal whatever's not nailed down again. Pretty sure the execution can wait. Right.
Yeah.
Should be able to craft whatever you want. These things.
Why the hell are we stacked?
Still more stuff to steal. Okay. That's good, I suppose. You know, it feels like I'm collecting stuff that I'm never gonna use. Whatever.
Some hanging. A bunch of non-humans and a spy.
It's
I heard the spy is cowardly.
very tough to see who is essential NPC or quest giver or anything like that. Also the maps are pretty bad, I think. Alright. Actually, this looks fairly okay. Yes. Yeah, let's go to the square. When you zoom out, it's when it gets janked, because it will display the whole kingdom instead. Which I'm not sure why would you want to do that. You can, since you can travel freely. It's not an open world game in a sense that you would think. It's not like Witcher 3.
Carry on like that and you're becoming a problem.
I think the guards don't like me smashing things. Oh, we are fine. Is there a quest here? Ah, there is stuff. No. Ah, and you cannot even stop it when he descends. Okay. Another ladder? Okay. I hope there is someone essential here. No. Useless balcony, okay. Let's just go down then, again. Let's take a look. I cannot even take a look at my maximum stats. It would have to be through the menu of character stats, or however it's called. Fine. We'll check it out at some point. I want to take a look at how much health I have. I'm pretty sure there was a quest here somewhere, but I just don't remember much about this game at all, so I might be completely off.
Are you playing stupid?
Welcome.
Alright. They don't let us pass. Filter Town Square. Swing to the left. Alright, this is the execution.
Zoltan. Dandelion, my informer.
Just great.
What's the plan?
We improvise.
No killing.
We'll take care of this, Triss.
Geralt! Geralt! Over here! Help!
Alright.
Step back, White One.
Stand aside. I know those two, and I won't let them hang.
Piss on who you know. The law says they're to hang. Carry on and you'll join them.
What are they going to hang for? They don't look dangerous.
The charge is collusion with a Scoia'tael.
Dandelion, an elven spy?
The bard's hanging for debauchery.
What?
The sentence was he's to hang for debauchery.
And a sentence is nothing to scoff at!
Are you serious? Listen here, people. Is profligacy now a punishable offense in the free kingdom of Temeria? Or are we in Nilfgaard?
Piss off, freak! Or you'll have me to deal with. Think of the common folk, you're spoiling their fun.
Well, a freak he may be, but he speaks true. Debauchery's one of my favorite pastimes, but I don't want a noose placed around my neck for pursuing it.
The soldier boys paid us a visit or two, though we didn't have much fun.
Away with you, Margot! Go back to your brothel!
Time to go? Fine. But hear this, people. He sure liked to parade about, but his Willie wouldn't come to attention. Ha!
Stop the execution.
Shut your trap! The singer's to hang and he will hang. This is a decent town. Whores and witches notwithstanding.
Watch your words, guardsman! I don't know witches, but Margot's a decent woman!
Shut it, all of you! Or I'll not vouch for what I'll do.
Thinks he's tough, showing off his balls. Don't fret, people. I've seen the rot on them.
I'm warning you for the last time, Margot!
You wouldn't hit a lady.
You're no lady!
He's gonna have to wrestle. That's quick time event. It's not good. W. I'm gonna miss it if it's very quick. I'm just unable to do it properly. The wrestling is a joke. Even bigger joke than Witcher 1 wrestling. It was already a joke. Alright, executioner. So far these haven't really been very tough, but I'm pretty sure some of them are displayed for like a split second, and those can kick your ass pretty well.
What the hell is going on here? I said, what the arse fuck is going on? I'd like to report.
Out of my sight, Clover. A few ploughing bandits and you can't even hang them. And you...
Man is in his underpants. Yeah, clearly.
Our scaffold embraces speeches and hangings. Which will it be?
Are you in command here?
Forgive me. Bernard Laredo, commander of Port Flotsam. Yes, I rule this brothel.
You have no right to hang them.
Interesting. Because I'm the law in Flotsam.
I take issue with that. Vernon Roach, officer of the king.
Well, well. Blue Stripes. The non-human hunters.
Precisely. Anyone suspected of collaborating with the Scoia'tael falls under my jurisdiction.
And Dandelion? What's he accused of?
He burned down a watchtower. What's your jurisdiction say to that? I thought so.
Is that true?
It might have looked that way, but I swear it wasn't my fault.
I'd rather give you a thief. Nags. I'm joking. I hate thieves. We can put on another show. Bloody and serious this time, mind you. Or we can come to an understanding.
Meaning?
Give me a minute, Witcher. Listen here. You may have heard rumors of the tragic events that transpired during the siege of La Valette Castle. Sadly, they are true. King Foltest is dead. It's likely that Scoia'tael had a hand in this heinous murder. So you see, none of you can feel safe. That is why today, wagons with armaments will roll out into Flotsam streets. I hereby declare a state of emergency. Await orders. Prepare to fight. And ready yourselves to avenge your fallen king. Now disperse. Go to your homes.
Nice speech. You might as well have said outright that non-humans slew Foltest.
My subjects know exactly who the enemy is. Out in that forest, grow careless for a moment, and you're a dead man.
Whereas the non-humans here in town are all friendly.
Friendlier than the merciless bastards out there. We let the Scoia'tael inside, and they'll skin us alive, just before they slit our throats. Here, even the slightest sense of safety is an illusion. We'll not succumb to it for a moment.
What about them?
They'll not hang for now. Let's say I'm reconsidering their cases. The scaffold's no place for civil conversation. We'll talk at my home. Your friends are free for the time being, but they're not to leave town. Come after dusk. I'll be busy till then. There's one more thing. Welcome to Flotsam, Witcher.
Alright, it's gonna be a little rough to figure out quests, just because people don't have anything that you can tell them that you can tell them to be a quest giver apart from the others, so that's kinda rough.
We owe you, Geralt. Thank you. Time to hit the tavern. Come on, Dandelion, you need a stiff drink. And while we're at it, I'll tell you an edifying tale of local hypocrisy that conceals lechery neath a veneer of courtesy. Except nothing can hide the stench.
Alright. I think actually Chiron Carapace Enforcement, I think. Okay, right. Well, I think I'm gonna have to call it here. There's been quite enough of stuff for today, I think. Not much more I can take. But we're gonna continue this at some point. I'm gonna have to scour the internet for some information though. I don't remember much. It makes me very nervous and uncomfortable. So let's take a look. If there's anybody else we could raid. Yeah, not a problem. Just it's even worse than I remember it. Fisher is playing some StarCraft 2, probably ladder games. Let's watch that. At least somebody is playing something reasonable.
doesn't have a third. There's a bunch of endings.
Are the town guards there called the Bywalk?
Shouldn't even have a third at this point, but I'm gonna like keep it. I get ahead on production. So.
Jak było chwila, Anet.